going to talk about the difference between parallel and perpendicular. Now, if you're looking at two equations of the line and you have two equations, both in slope-intercept form, you can compare their slopes, right? If they're parallel, they're going to be what? Same, right? So equal or same slopes. What about perpendicular lines? Right? Some people say opposite reciprocal. Some people say negative reciprocal. It means the same thing. So basically one of them's positive, one of them's negative, and then turn it into a fraction and flip it. Or if it's already a fraction, just flip it. Okay? If two lines aren't parallel and they aren't perpendicular, they're what we call neither. All right, so we're going to do one more example using that. That would be example number 3. And for example number 3, I'm going to give you the point P at 3, -2. And this time, I'm going to give you an equation. And that equation is 2x minus 3y equals 3. We need to come up with an equation of a line that goes through this point, and it has to go through that point, and then once we get that, we're going to get a line that's perpendicular to it and a line that's parallel to it. Okay? So the easiest way to start is to change it into slope-intercept form. Okay? So we're going to subtract 2x from both sides. That leaves us with -3y equals -2x plus 3. Then we divide everything by -3. We get y equals, negative divided by negative is positive, so 2/3 x, and then a positive divided by a negative is negative, so -1. Okay? So this is that equation changed into slope-intercept form. But this equation doesn't go through this point. It has to go through this point. So we're going to get a new b. This b is our y-intercept. So we're going to change it to y equals 2/3 x plus b. And we need to get a new value for b. Okay, so this is an extra weird, funny little step. So you're going to use this for your x and this for your y. If you use 3 for your x and -2 for your y, your line is guaranteed to go through that point. Okay? So underneath it, we're going to plug in the -2. We're going to take 2/3 and multiply it by the x, which is 3. And then plus b. Okay? And then from here, we just need to simplify. So if I change that to a fraction, the 3's cancel. I have -2 equals 2 plus b. So subtract 2 more, and we get b equals -4. All right. So now we have our new b. So that gets us our new equation that is basically this same line, but now it goes through this point 3, -2, and it's y equals 2/3 x minus 4. That's our new equation. Okay. Then the book is going to say, find a line that's parallel to this, and find a line that's perpendicular to this. All right, so parallel line is going to have that same slope. Perpendicular line is going to have a negative reciprocal slope. So parallel is easier, right? So let's start with parallel. It's going to be y equals 2/3 x. And then instead of saying -4, you can say plus or minus any number that you like. You could say -1,000,000. You could say plus 4. Okay? The one number you can't say, minus 4. Okay? Because that would be the exact same line. So we're going to say 2/3 x plus 7. But that plus 7 could be any number. It's just kind of you pick. Okay? All right, now let's do perpendicular. So perpendicular, we're going to start with y equals. Now we need a negative reciprocal slope. So if this was positive 2/3 over here, this one's going to be negative. And then we're going to take that fraction and flip it over. So it's going to be 3/2 x. And then any random number except for minus 4. Actually, on this one, you could say minus 4 because it wouldn't be the exact same line. It would still be perpendicular. I'm just going to say minus 8. Okay?